Alright, in this video here we're going to cover installing the handlebars, the levers, as well as the grips onto the race pole. The only tools you're going to need really is a 5mm Allen key and some rubbing alcohol to just put on the grips real quick and easy, just a little bit. Alright, so let's go ahead and get right on into it. So first thing you want to do is remove the pad from your handlebars. Next, the handlebars, make sure they're in the correct direction facing. You're gonna, first thing, this is how I run my setup. Some people run the brake lever on the other side, but this is how I do it. I put my throttle lever on first, my brake lever. On the other side here, your other brake lever. So, go ahead and get all those on there. Now what I like to do is just kind of snug them up. And get it close. You can see how long your grips are to get an idea about where you're going to want to have it at. So, I would say probably right about here for the throttle lever. Just to get it started. Once we get it on the ped, we can actually dial it in a bit more. This is just a rough, mock-up of it. Just like that. Over here on the other side, our grip. So it's going to be right about there. Go ahead and snug that up a little bit. We're not going to put our grips on just yet. So we got all our levers mounted on there. And before I forget, our 3/16 we need. Come on over here to the race pole now. We're going to remove our 4 bolts in the race pole. These are our 3/16. Should have mentioned that a second ago. You will need that if you have a race pole. If you just have the stock pole for your ped, I believe it's a 5mm. Don't quote me on that though, but I think it is. So now, go ahead and get our bars set on there. Set our clamp back on. Get our bolts in there. Go ahead, get them started. Now this is important when tightening it down that the clamp stays even. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people's race pole and the clamps all off. So come on down here with the camera, and you'll see the gap on this side right here, and then on the front side. You're gonna want that gap the exact same or as close as you can. Let's go ahead and have a check. That's looking pretty even. If you look on here, the gap should be pretty close. So, you got that pretty close on there now. Now, this is what you're going to want to do is your bars, the angle of your bars, you're going to want them, about straight up and down with the race pole. So we tilt it back just a tad depending on how you like your setup. Let's see here. Oh, before I forget, make sure your handlebars are lined up straight here, the gap on each side of it. So get that pretty close. Let's see here. So if you're looking straight down here, you can see the pole, how everything's lined up on there. How the bar right here is centered basically with these 2 bolts. It's about what you're going to want to run it. Let's go ahead and we'll snug these down a little bit, and always when you're tightening it, always in a crisscross pattern. Alright, so we'll go ahead and give it a final tighten. all those snug down good. Now we got our levers here. As you can see, the gap on there should still be the same on both sides of it. Just keeping the gap even right here on both sides, or as close as you can. Coming around now, our levers here. Now this is where we can kind of dial our levers in a little bit better. You know, get them set up to what feels comfortable to you. So I'm gonna go ahead and set that up real quick for my liking. These grips right here, these are actually quad grips, you know, for a motorcycle, a quad, and I modify them for the throttle. So when you pull the throttle lever, it doesn't hit your grip. So I'm gonna go ahead and put the grips on. Use a little rubbing alcohol. Just put a little bit in there, kind of mix it around. Slide our grip on. And typically what I do, I don't have any right now, is if you look right here, see these two lines on the grips? This is for a grip tie wrap. So your grips don't move on you because they have the little grooves down here to kind of help keep your hands in place when you're riding. So something kind of nice I like to have on there. Do our next grip for the left side. Mix it on there. Alright. Go ahead and slide that grip on. So you got that grip on there. Make sure it's all the way on. So you got that good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust my levers to a little more of my specific liking and setup. That feels pretty good right there. So we got that tightened down, not super tight, but just enough to keep it in place right there. Next one I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust my brake lever here first before I do my throttle. And on this brake lever, it's going to have to be ran down a little lower than this side right here, just because you got your throttle on this side. Alright, just going up over here. Just looking down at it. Probably better view. So hopefully you guys are okay with those views. I don't know how well you guys can see on the camera there. So if you look right here, there's a little clip. This little clip right here, this little spring that sticks out on the grip. You want to make sure that sets up just before it touches the edge of your brake lever on this side right here, so you have enough room so that little clip isn't hitting on there. So if that's working out good for you, perfect. We'll go ahead and tighten this guy down. You don't want to over tighten this either. I've broken these clamps before on here, and to just snug it down a little bit, call it good. We'll go ahead and tighten our brake levers down. Let's see here, there we go. That one good. Second one right here. Alright, all that good now. Brake levers are set up good. Got our throttle set up on here. Next video we're going to cover installing the cables and getting the brakes all dialed in. So if you guys have any questions on that, shoot me a message and I'll be happy to help. Alright, thanks for watching.